What's up, guys? It's your girl Summer10, and today I am fin to give you another theory about Elden Ring. So you guys all know that the illustrious Shadow of the Erdtree DLC expansion is going to drop when? Who knows? I don't know. They haven't dropped a date yet, but it is going to show up. Now I know that everyone has already talked about this photograph for like an hour and has went through every little detail about it. I am going to go through some of my thoughts about this image, but not into huge detail. I'm actually going to go through a theory about the character that you see on here and what I think might be happening in this DLC. But it's just a theory. It might not even be true, but I like speculating things, and if I'm right, I just feel really good about it. But if I'm wrong, that is fine too, because I like to be surprised when things happen differently and they're not so predictable. So, Shadow of the Erdtree, I am going to just go out on a limb and say that this is going to be about the dream world. I feel like there's been so many hints about Miquella in this that it has to be a possibility that the person that's in this photograph has to be Miquella. Like, I can't really think of anybody else that this could be. Now, there could be very high possibility that this is not Miquella. And if we look a little closer, this could be a young America. I'm only basing this off of it being Miquella because of the braided hair. If you guys remember in the intro when Moog was kidnapping Miquella, the hairstyle is pretty much the same, but this doesn't necessarily have to be him. I know that a lot of people, that are in the main family of, America, Radagon, they all braid their hair. Even Godfrey started to braid his hair when he got into that, whole allegiance with them. But this either is America or this either is Miquella. They're writing Torrent, so this could be the original owner of Torrent as well. Was it America or was it Miquella? But I'm leaning more towards that this possibly is Miquella, and I'm not sure if Miquella is a he or she. Now, I know that this character goes by another name, which is Saint Trina, and there's tons of items in the game that kind of specify Saint Trina. There's the sword of Saint Trina. There's even like hidden files in the game. If you guys look at Sekiro Dubi, I will actually leave a link in the description to his page. I think he has a Twitter. He also has a YouTube, and he goes through like hidden files and things that he found, and there's tons of like little items about Saint Trina. There's even like a crystal ball about Saint Trina, and a whole story that was cut from the game that was supposed to involve like the dream world. It's very, very possible that that's what this is. So I don't know really what's going on in the photograph 100%. This could be a dream world. There's nowhere in the game right now that it looks like this. I have never seen anything look like this before. This like wheat field. Wheat usually symbolizes, plentiful. You have a lot of, things to give. It's plentiful, it's fruitful, it's a lot to give. And I know that's what a lot of Miquella's followers thought of him. So this is very possible as Miquella. I'm leaning towards that. And I did notice that this picture of Torrent is like more white. I don't remember if Torrent was all white. I thought he was like kind of brown, but this could just be a spirit of Torrent, and this could just be the dream world, and these could just be like spirits here as well. Another thing that I noticed is how, quote unquote Miquella is sitting on the steed. So he's sitting in a way that a female or a woman would sit on a horse. So it's very, very weird or strange how he's sitting. I don't know. He is a child. Well, he's childlike. He's an adult, but he is, plagued with being a child forever. And there's some people in, the world of Elden Ring that think Miquella is a boy. Some people think that he is a girl. So he's very, androgynous looking, I would assume. So that's why people don't know, like, which one he is. And this could be a boy, this could be a girl. I don't really know 100% what Miquella is really supposed to be. I know that that's hinted at in the game, that a lot of people think that it's a woman, and some people think that it's a boy or girl. But the way that they're sitting on the horse seems like it would be a girl, but I'm not really sure. It could be a boy as well. So another thing that I have noticed is the tree, and I want to actually talk about something else about Miquella, but I'm gonna talk about the tree first. And this is a big picture of the tree. So the tree, to me, at first when I looked at it, I was thinking that maybe this was the past events from when you end the game. And this is spoilers coming up. So if you guys out there have never played Elden Ring, turn this off right now. I'm finna give y'all a huge spoiler. And that is that you can pick the ending where, you can actually be the frenzy flame, and you can just like set the tree on fire and you become evil. And Melina wants to like kill you because you killed Torin, and she's really mad. And I thought that this was the aftermath of the tree, but the tree does not look like this at the end of the frenzy flame ending. That tree is completely decimated. It's like you don't even see the branches anymore. So this could be the tree coming into form, before it looks like what we know it as in the game. Or this could be the tree being taken over by another tree, because you can kind of see two things happening here. It kind of looks like something else is wrapping around this tree. And my thoughts were that maybe this is the original tree from, they talk about this a lot in the game, and I can't really remember the name of it, but it's kind of like where the omen and everything comes from. And it was like a crucible, and the crucible is like a concept that was around before, what we know now with, the current, golden order and all that. And I believe that was just when human beings kind of looked at more animal-like, or they had more animalistic qualities, or they were just more based in nature. And I believe there was like a tree before, the tree that we know now. And it might be, the new tree kind of taking over that tree. Or it could be when Godwin infested, the lands when he died. And it could be that infesting the, Earth tree. It could be that's going on, because you can kind of see it like sucking the life out of it with the, I guess they call this like the Earth tree, like sap or something. There's like an item in the game talks about that the tree used to be very abundant, but it doesn't, leak this sap anymore. So it looks like it's like squeezing the life out of it. It could be that. Not really sure. But it's a couple of ways that this could be hinting at what this tree is supposed to be. Or, this is just a tree in a dream, and this concept hasn't even come to fruition yet. It's not even real. It's just something that we're seeing, in a dream that Miquella could be coming up with. So that is like my thoughts on the actual tree in the background. So again, about Miquella, I think that something that I have noticed is that a lot of Dark Souls games, when they show you the trailers and everything, it's never what you immediately think. The entire time when we were looking at the trailer for this game and we seen Marika, with the, Elden Ring, and she was like destroying it and everything, we never ever realized that Radagon and Marika was in that same scene. Like, that was something that I feel like we overlooked. We didn't even know those were two people, because I definitely did it when it was like happening and it was like flashing. I didn't even notice that was a man destroying well, a man repairing the ring, but a woman destroying the ring. I didn't even notice that because it happened so fast. And also the image of Moog. Let me try to find it here real quick. If I can. I think I'll just like look up Miquella. It's very, very likely it would show. Yeah, like this photograph of Moog taking away Miquella. I think that this could be not what we think. We immediately think that Moog kidnapped Miquella. I don't know if that was, is that 100% stated in the game? I don't really know if it is, but also another thing, as you can see the braids here, that's why I think it's Miquella, because the braids are, they kind of fit, they kind of match the same braids there. But this scene here, this doesn't necessarily mean what we might think it means. We might think that Moog kidnapped Miquella, but let's just have some fun with this thought here. And I'm just trying to have fun with this thought here of what may happen. And this is something I did think about, is that usually when you have like these heroic kind of lovable characters that people are beloved by, like Miquella, and Miquella is one of those people that tried to fix everything. He tried to help his sister Melania get cured of the rod. He tried to make his own tree. He even made like the alloyed, gold to try to help everything, and everything kept falling apart. And he kind of put himself in the tree to try to make it grow, and that fell apart. So what if, now hear me out, what if Miquella is just down on his luck and he has nothing else he can do, and he's run out of options? And what if he came across Moog? Moog just out here, during the shattering, trying to get his piece of the pie, and he came across him, and he decided to side with him and go with him because he has run out of options of what he can do to fix things, because he felt like he has failed. And maybe Moog gave him an outlet or a bargain or a deal to give him, more power of this like formless mother if he came with him. And maybe Miquella did. Maybe this is not what we think it is. What if Miquella willingly went with Moog? I know it's a very far-fetched thing to think, but it's very likely it could happen. It could. I mean, this could retrace some events that we don't know of. What if Miquella went, just went along with Moog because he ran out of options? There's nothing else he could do, so he just turned to the dark side so he can get more power, even though this might not been what he wanted to do. But he chose this path to try to make things right in his own eyes, even though he knew it was maybe the wrong thing to do. So that's something that has always crossed my mind, and I feel like I don't know if anybody has said anything about that, if this could be the other way around, but they want us to think one way, but it's really something else. It possibly could be. So I think that would be an interesting concept, because whatever Miquella is now in the cocoon is not Miquella anymore. Whatever Moog has done to him while he's in the cocoon, as you can see, he just looks like this. There's tons of like little like pictures of like what he looks like. He's some kind of creature now, and a lot of people have said that this looks just like the same image of what Morgoth looks like when you defeat him and he's like laying on the ground. He kind of looks like this too, and it might be because he's infected with that omen, quote unquote, curse, even if you want to call it a curse. He's inflicted with omen blood, so maybe that's why he looks like that, or looks similar to Morgoth. But it's very possible that we help Miquella in the dream world, and we find out how he got to this path of going down this road with Moog and sacrificing himself just to make things right. And he became this thing. And I think that when you get back into the reality, to the egg, we have to fight what was Miquella, which is this thing. And I feel like this thing will be the boss fight. But it would no longer be Miquella. It would be whatever this creature is now. That's probably mixed with Omen and, whatever, Imperium type entity, godlike entity that Miquella already is. Which, if you really ask me, that will probably be a very difficult boss fight. To think that this fight won't be as crazy as Miquella's, I'm just seeing this fight being real crazy, because the way that they talk about Miquella is that he's supposed to be real broke and that he is very powerful. He's a very powerful Empyrean, and even Miquella even says that her brother is all knowing of stuff, and he is brilliant, and he is very strong and powerful. So she even says that. And Radagon even knows that his son is very powerful. I believe that Miquella gifted him the Rings of Light, Miquella's Rings of Light, like he created that. And he's very, very crafty, and just persuasive character in this game that we don't really know that much about. So if we fight Miquella, or a being that is supposed to be Miquella, I feel like he's gonna be pretty difficult. Usually in Dark Souls games, the DLC usually is better than the main game, especially Bloodborne's. Like, you play Bloodborne's DLC, their DLC is really, really good. As y'all know, I'm going through a New Game Plus playthrough of Bloodborne. I don't know if I want to do the DLC. I'm a little worried about opening a cause, but I might do it for y'all just so y'all can see. But I believe that this boss fight is going to be very intense. It's going to be crazy. It might involve some, dream type stuff. It could possibly have like a Scarecrow kind of aspect. The Scarecrow boss fight that was on Batman Arkham Asylum, where it's just trippy. You don't know if it's real or not. It just messes with you. I kind of feel like a boss fight like that will be what Miquella would give, but we would just have to see, of course. But this game is very iconic now for right and wrong reasons, but I think that Shadow of the Erdtree will be very, very giving, and I think that we'll really like this, and everybody's been waiting for this. I know I have. At first I didn't even think they were even going to do this. I thought that this game wasn't going to get no DLC. I thought they was going to pull a Sekiro and give us no DLC. But no, we have DLC. They did it. So no need to worry. We got some DLC from this. So I'm so happy to see that Shadow of the Erdtree is going to be showing up. And y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Have y'all even played Elden Ring? Do y'all even like Dark Souls? I don't even know. I have been playing some of the Dark Souls games. I've played all of Elden Ring. I've played all through Demon Souls. I gotta actually, do another video on that, because I did like one video of that and I bombed that game, but then I took time on my own just to play that game, and I gotta put some more videos out of Demon Souls, because that game is cool for what it is. And I've also played Bloodborne again, and I'm replaying Bloodborne, and I am looking forward to playing Dark Souls 3, because if I want to play a Dark Souls game, I'm going to play 3. So y'all got to look forward for that, because it's definitely coming up whenever I get the time to play that. But Elden Ring, y'all let me know what y'all think about, the Shadow of the Erdtree. Are y'all going to buy it? Have y'all already bought this game to even purchase this? But y'all let me know what y'all think about my theory. And if you guys think that it's interesting, or if it's something that could be possible. Did Miquella willingly go with Moog? Is this just a red herring to us to make us think that Moog kidnapped him? It's very, very likely that this game is trying to perceive something to us with the imagery and the way that they have intended these characters to be, but that's not usually having to be the case. It doesn't have to be the case all the time, and it might be just making it seem that way when it's not. And it could be something else. Miquella could have went with Moog willingly, which is something that I think, of course. But we have to wait and see if Shadow of the Erdtree will deliver that. But even if it doesn't, whatever it delivers, I will be happy because I just want to play more Elden Ring and get off the Colosseums, to be honest. But that's my theory for now. But you guys know what you have to do. Make sure you guys are following me on my Twitter, and make sure you guys are checking me out here every week on YouTube. And until next time, guys, peace.